Welcome back. As part of deliberate measures to stop alleged genocide against Christians in Nigeria, the United States government on Wednesday announced the new visa policies to restrict Nigerians suspected of being involved from entering the country. U.S. President Donald Trump has consistently accused the Nigerian government of turning a blind eye while Christian communities have been attacked in what he described as religious genocide by Islamist groups, even as he directed the U.S. War Department to prepare for an onslaught to flush out the terrorist groups operating in Nigeria. Meanwhile, Nigeria's Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, has reacted to the U.S. announcement.
Issues of visa are prerogatives of every nation. I mean, the American government or any other government, Nigerian government, anybody, any country has its own visa policy, which it reviews from time to time. Maybe you're asking that question, having the background of the recent tensions that we have had. Let me say that government to government, Nigeria and the United States are still working closely to find solutions wherever we have some challenges to be addressed, and the government of Nigeria is committed, is open, and is engaging the United States to sort out whatever areas there are to be sorted out in terms of some of those diplomatic tensions that have been created. But we still have normal diplomatic relations between Nigeria and the United States, and we are working perfectly together to ensure that we continue to advance the mutual interest of both countries.
Our Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss America's insistence on this matter and how the situation can be prevented from further damaging diplomatic relations between both countries. Mr. Sobowale, good afternoon. Many thanks for being here.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to be here as usual.
I recall when that delegation was sent to represent Nigeria in the United States, you made some very profound comments about how it was poorly managed. Are you surprised that things have played out this way so far?
Well, we have since moved away from that. At least we have a new Minister of Defense now.
Yes.
The minister resigned and there's a new one coming. So let's take it from there. You see, the way this issue is unfolding, if care is not taken, the Americans will see, or the Trump administration will see this crisis, this genocide, accusation and misinformation. They may see it as a sort of crusade, like we had in the Middle Ages when pilgrims were going to Jerusalem and they were attacked, and the various kings in Europe started to come to the Middle East to protect them. It almost happened during the Gulf War, when George Bush was reacting to 9/11, and the word crusade was in his speech. That rallied round the Arab nations of the Middle East. So it became a religious war, literally, even though it was a war on terrorism. We should not make the same mistake or let America see it in that light. I will not shy away from it. We had the Muslim ticket, which was successful. And you cannot deny that some Christians never felt happy with that. Yeah. They never felt happy with that. But you see, events that unfolded, especially in the Middle Belt, where we had Christians being killed, led to this sort of information getting to people like Trump and seeing it in the terms in which they are seeing them. Now, you see, I warned before that we should lobby, to go to the U.S. Congress and lobby them so that they should not make policies that will put us in this situation. Now they have made such policies, and even over the weekend, they are strengthening what we think is misinformation. They are strengthening their stand view on that Christians are being killed in Nigeria. So that is the diplomatic challenge we face now. We have to mount our own strategy to dislodge that misconception. They don't see it as a misconception, we see it as such. And as a patriotic Nigerian, I will support my country. But then, you see, if you are dealing with a superior force that is under misinformation on your flight, there could be serious miscalculation that could be very damaging to our diplomatic relations. Let's leave it at that.
All right. Still on the diplomatic issues here, if it's not proven that someone is suspected of complicity over Christian genocide claims, and yet that person is being banned, through visa restrictions and what have you, isn't that a slap on that person's fundamental human rights? Even if it's now some kind of a policy from the American perspective, but there is no room to keep them,
But you see, the thing is that the morals between you and me, human beings, is different from the morals between nations. See, in nations, there are no, in diplomacy, internationally, there are no permanent enemies or friends, but permanent interests. So you are talking of sovereign relations now. And the way, you see, the moral standards are not the same as you have amongst human beings. So the danger is the miscalculation stemming from the misinformation, which the Americans have taken hook, line, and sinker. That is why we have an uphill diplomatic and public relations tax to dissuade them before they turn this into a military escalation, and which is not impossible given all what we have on the ground. We must give example to show that we are on top of the problem. I'm happy with the appointment of the new Minister of Defense, but then you want to see the ups and downs of the appointment. You just dislodge somebody from his position and he has resurrected now. It's only Jesus Christ that knows who resurrected. He has resurrected. And to all intents and purposes, he has the means. Even those who were his bosses before, he was more competent than them. I think amongst the lot, he's about the most competent, given field experience and theoretical skills. He coined the phrase which Cynthia likes so much, non-kinetic and kinetic. But that has not solved our problem. So now that he's back in higher capacity, he's on his terrain.
Okay.
Let Tinubu give him a free hand to secure us. Yes.
Indeed, Mr. Sobowale, that's very well put. Now, you mentioned earlier that the focus should be on addressing the misconception of Christian genocide, but some would still say that somehow of the view that is what might be happening. Do you think, like for instance, I think you also mentioned in the past how you saw there was celebration or there was a handover ceremony for the children that were rescued, and then we saw another case occur in the same location a few days after. Do you think that there's too much focus on demonstrating that the government is on top of the security situation as opposed to upping the ante to the max when it comes to actually nipping terrorism in the bud?
You see, what you have highlighted, and I agree with it, is that, you see, if non-performance, I won't say indolence, if our inefficiency persists for so long, once you see some specter of success, you magnify it. This is still part of the overall weakness in arresting the mounting insecurity and insurgency. If you are consistent, you will not have time for any celebration until we have achieved and driven these people out of our territory and secured our people.
All right.
So we have to address our problem seriously. And we have to be seen as being serious, because the Americans are looking at us like Russia, like Iran.
Indeed.
Even though those people have perfected how to go through against the sanctions, it is when it starts hitting us. Although they say every cloud has a silver lining, maybe inadvertently, we may get at the root of our problem, because they will publish the names of those they are sanctioning.
Indeed.
I want to know why they are sanctioning them, and they have to give us information.
Indeed.
Maybe they will have the unintended consequence of knowing who the enemies within are amongst us, and then trying to solve our problems.
Indeed.
So I have an open mind on this. I have an open mind. But we should be wary of what they see as the rightful action they are taking, what we perceive as misinformation, so that it does not lead to military miscalculation at our own expense.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's leave it at that.
On that note, Mr. Dayo Sobowale, a Rise News analyst, I'd like to thank you for your thoughts on that issue. It's good to have you with us as always.